Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning with Rodney. It's been a while, but we're back for a minute, and I just want to talk to you for a few minutes about when you cry out. In Luke chapter 17, reading verse number 13, and they lift up their voice and said, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. We have to realize sometime that we're going to go through some trials and tribulations. We're going to have some problems and things we can't really seem to get over or to get through. And when those things begin to happen, we have to know, like these leopards here, that it's time to cry out. It's time to call on somebody who has your back, somebody who can help you. And that person that we're talking about today is Jesus Christ. This is, of course, the familiar story about the 10 lepers who were there, who they were outcast. They were not welcome into the city, into the area with everyone else, because there was something wrong with them. They were leper. They were called unclean. And so when they heard about that Jesus was passing by and knew he was coming, they cried out to him with a loud voice, calling his name, asking him to just have mercy on them. Now you yourself may be going through something. You may be going through, and people may be mistreating you, or have pushed you aside, or you may even feel like an outcast. I don't belong. I can't find my place in society. I can't find my place in church. I can't find my exact place at work. I have a different identity than everybody else in my family. I'm so different. But I come to tell you today that you need to just simply cry out to the Lord. I mean, sometimes, mama can't help you, daddy can't help you, your friends turn your back on you. After all, if you're an outcast, these people don't really deal with you anyway. So it's just like your back is up against the wall and you don't know what to do or where else to go or to turn to. So we have to call on the Lord. He's the one that's always going to be there for us. He's the one that's always going to be there to lift us up. So in crying out, won't we lift him up? Lift his voice up, lift his word up, lift Jesus Christ up. We can sit and we can cry, and we can have a pity party, and we can feel sorry for ourselves because things aren't working right, things are going wrong in our lives. But I declare, if you just call on the name of the Lord, you begin to call on him and lift his name up and understand, calling for his spirit to live inside of you, calling for him to have mercy on you, and meaning give him all that you have. Just cry out to him. What else do you have to lose? You have nothing else to lose, so just go ahead and give it to him. They cried out to him. And Jesus said, simply told them, go show yourselves to the priest. And by them doing that, their obedience in what God directed them into doing, they were healed. Okay, so that's another part of it. If you cry out to him, if you tell God all about your problem, and he answers your prayers, he gives you a word of revelation, it comes to you in a dream, however you get it, then you are to obey what he asks you to do. You can't cry out to him asking for help and then won't listen to him. You got to do what he says do, because sometimes things do happen in our lives to test our faith. Sometimes things happen in our lives to test our obedience to our Father. So if those things happen, you're not going to get out of the ditch. You're not going to get out of the situation that you've been trying to get out of by yourself or with everybody else. And so when you go to him for the help and he gives you the help, you have to be obedient to him. If he tell you put the right hand over the left hand and start pulling yourself up, then that's what you need to do. Put the right hand over the left hand and start pulling yourself up. He says go show yourself to the priest, and you go show yourself to the priest. If he says go to church and to give this, or go to church and to do this, or whatever it may be, go back and apologize to some people you may have wronged in your life. Whatever it is, then we need to be obedient and do it. The word shows us this in this text. And the third part it tells us in the text also is that only one came back to say thank you for what you've done. Look at it. You had 10 people. 10 people. They were somebody's children. They were somebody's family member. They belonged to somebody's church, or they belonged to some type of society in a town just outside Samaria and Jerusalem, outside the area. But they're cast out, and they're not a part of society. They living in a sheltered environment because of the problem that surrounded them, which was the leprosy. But now they have cried out to God. They have asked for the help, and He gave them direction, and they followed direction. But then 9 forgot to come back and to tell them simply, thank you. So my word to you today, then, once you cry out and God answers your prayer, and you're put back in a good position, you put back that your feelings are working. You put back that your family is back together. You put back together. You find your place and your nick of where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing. Tell the Lord thank you. Matter of fact, you can do it today. Tell Him thank you right now for what He's about to do in your life. So hold your head up. Wipe your tears out your eyes. Stop whining and complaining about it. Your answer lies in the Lord. So that's all I have for you today. This is Monday Morning with Rodney. God bless you. We love you. Keep your head up.